Hi, I'm Karen McCarthy, and it's time to Karen-ize. Today's Wednesday when we talk about spiritual health, and today we're talking about our second aspect of Jesus's character or personality, whatever you would call it, and that is that he is our companion. One of my favorite names for Jesus is Emmanuel. That has a lot of meaning at Christmas time, but it really is appropriate throughout the year because it means God with us. In Revelation 3:20, Jesus tells us, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him and he with me. That's such a comforting thought. I mean, he doesn't actually visibly sit down at my table, but he is there encouraging me, holding me up when I don't feel like I can go any longer, and loving me. That phrase, I will come in and eat with him and he with me, took me through a really difficult time. Oh gosh, it's been almost 20 years now, I'll bet. I won't even go into what the time was. It involves somebody else, so out of respect for them, I won't say. But needless to say, what happened devastated me. And it happened right before Easter. Over Easter weekend, I couldn't even be around people. I mean, I had been part of a kids ministry, and we had been preparing for a community Easter thing. We had a presentation. What was it? It was, they enacted, I can't even think now, but a song. We had worked on it for months, and I was so excited for the performance, but I was so devastated I couldn't even go there. I mean, I would have just been falling apart. So instead, a friend had a condo a few hours north by a lake, and I went up there and was just going to be by myself. Well, during the trip, I realized I had this CD by Selah. I don't know how you say that, Selah? Anyway, that I had gotten like months before and never even opened. And I put it in and was listening to the music, and all of a sudden, the song, I had never heard it before. Josh Groban made it famous, You Lift Me Up. That came on the CD. And there's that part in the song where it says that God will come and sit a while with me. Oh, I'm going to get choked up now. It meant so much. I literally had to just pull over to the side of the road. See, it's still impacting me. Just a sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've got myself back together. You can see how impacting that was for me, that 20 years later, it still affects me so deeply. You know, God reminded me that I'm not alone, that he is always with me. And that weekend, Jesus, the comforter, he was there in spades. Is that what the saying is? He was there big time. It was the most healing time of my life. I mean, I could not believe how much I felt his presence that weekend. And he knew I needed that. So now I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, have you ever read or heard that poem, Footprints in the Sand? It's very special to me because I've lived it, and I'm sure you have. Just in case you don't know it or you haven't heard it for a while, let me read it to you here. It's kind of up in the air who really wrote it, but it's attributed, at least on this source, to Mary Stevenson. It says, one night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were two sets of footprints. Other times there were one set of footprints. Can't talk. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, defeat, I could only see one set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I've noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there have only been one set of footprints in the sand. Why, when I needed you most, have you not been there for me? The Lord replied, and I can just imagine how much love. The times when you have seen only one set of footprints is when I carried you. So remember, if you've invited Jesus into your life, he's there to stay. And even when you can't feel him, he is there. Proverbs 18:24 says there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And you know what? That friend's name is Emmanuel. Rest in his arms when the road is rough and you'll find peace. After all, another of his names is Prince of Peace. Have a blessed day, and I will talk to you next time.